Welcome to Studio Snack. I'm Lydia Thornley, a designer, creative director and live sketcher.
And I'm Narciso Leda, professional procrastinator.
This month's episode is Fig Roll, the value of the bit in the middle. On a field trip to Raynham Marshes Nature Reserve, we were talking about fig rolls. They're one of Narcis's favourite snacks, but they're also a good way to describe the stuff we do that feeds our work.
Shouldn't two graphic designers be in front of a screen or looking at design instead of being in the nature reserve?
Well, I don't think so. I think it's good to look at other things too, to find the opposite of our screens almost, and find things that can enrich our work, spend some time in nature, spend some time looking at other stuff.
I'm in Hyde Park wandering through the trees. Now, whenever anyone asks what I do and I say I'm a graphic designer, the question often comes back, oh, so do you work with computers then? So it would be reasonable to assume that I'm not working. But actually, I've just come from an exhibition where I've been learning about Beatrix Potter. I've seen some illustration awards. I've been to the Serpentine Pavilion. So what I've been doing is filling my visual reservoir and my knowledge with stuff. And I'm out noticing things. I've got my sketchbook with me. And all of that stuff is so important to what I do. Yes, I could just follow the brief, sit at a computer, do stuff. But if I did that, I'd be no more than a technician. And anybody with a bit of software training can do that. So I would be of a lot less use to my clients.
And I am on a run through Hackney Marshes. I stopped now because otherwise I'll be puffing. But I really like to break my days going for a run. And today I'm alone, and sometimes I actually go with other co-workers. And both have their advantages, because when you go with other people, you can actually have discussions, you can get input or you can get advice from problems. But when you go by yourself, it's one of the greatest moments, because there is nothing else you can do, because you're running. You cannot be looking at your mobile phone, you cannot be doing absolutely anything else other than just running and thinking. And it's a great moment. When I'm stuck on a problem, a lot of times I just put my shoes and go for a run. And that is when you find really good solutions. And sometimes I go with music, but most of the times without, because it's a really good time to listen to the birds, to listen to the river, to listen to what's happening around you. It's a good moment to have a connection with nature and with yourself.
But what about fig rolls? I love a random bit of nerdery, so I went off to find out more. And it turns out that fig rolls, or fig Newtons if you're in the US, are an extruded biscuit, and they started with engineering in the 1890s. James Henry Mitchell patented a machine that could simultaneously make a tube of cookie dough and fill it with jam. Meanwhile, a Philadelphia baker, Charles Rosa, had been developing a pastry based on the homemade fig roll brought over by immigrants from Britain. For production, he approached the company that would eventually merge to become Nabisco, which trademarked the fig Newton.
Branding.
Exactly, and problem solving. The homemade biscuit came from the belief at the time that good health came from good digestion, and for that you needed biscuits and fruit. So why not wrap your fruit in a biscuit? Which sounds great, but actually the fig roll is said to have started in ancient Egypt. It involved hand-rolling preserved figs in a floury dough. Medieval Muslims were the first to add sugar, which was seen as a health food to keep the body in balance, to twice-baked bread.
That's a perfect follow-up from our last podcast, Twice Baked.
Isn't it just? And there's more. A physician at the time recommended filling your biscuits with figs and nuts.
Fillings. I think we have an experiment.
We do. I have made a model of a fig roll using cardboard and bits of corrugated board and bits of screwed up paper. There are 3 models of fig rolls, one starting with the filling and wrapping the outer layer around it. That one's quite sturdy. One filling a ready-made tube with screwed up paper, and one tube with nothing in it. And as someone who loves knowledge, I'm going to drop a book on each one.
Let's start with the empty one.
Oh,
Oops, flatten.
yeah, that is now not fig roll shaped.
Okay, soft.
Soft one. This one's filled with scrunched up paper to
It's like a cannoli.
replicate a loose filling, yeah.
It still keeps a shape back, but it's
it's
wobbly.
not held up too badly, but it's a bit wobbly. Yeah.
Right.
So let's try
The fig
the
roll.
one with a proper sturdy filling. Here we go.
Oh
yeah,
wow!
there
Even
you
the
go.
book
See,
stays.
the book has come off worst on that one.
Yes.
Studio Snack announcement. No books were harmed in the making of this podcast.
I think that demonstrates that a bit of cosmetic design, it's easier but not very strong.
Well, exactly, and making the model also showed that it's completely see-through. Designers can always see when there's no substance underneath a piece of cosmetic design. And that's why getting away from a screen to see the long view, to get some input, to delve into our subject matter is so important for good work, and it also makes our job more satisfying. Join us next month for another Studio Snack.